This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2.
Welcome to DBL. It is Wednesday, September 16th. I am Tori, looking kind of 60s.
I like it.
Hey, peace, guys.
Very Austin Powers-y.
Yeah. All right, I am also here with Lindsay. Lindsay joins us from home, embarrassed to be my friend. How you feeling, Lindsay?
I love the look, Tori.
Thank you.
We got a good color scheme, all three of us going on.
It is nice and bright.
Lindsay, how's everything at the Y? Is the
it feeling
kickball
good at the
tournament?
Y?
You know, they got the AC blasting, so I like it.
We keep joking on Lindsay's backgrounds because she jumps more than Where's Waldo, so it's always good to find out where she is. We want to get to some stories that everybody was talking about this last night, and I didn't even know what was happening, but there was this town hall last night. Did you all watch President Trump's town hall last night?
I did.
Okay, there was a lot of back and forth between ABC's George Stephanopoulos and the president about whether he downplayed the coronavirus, which, of course, the president was recorded saying back in February. Let's watch.
I didn't downplay it. I actually, in many ways, I upplayed it in terms of action. It would go away without the vaccine, George, but it's going to go away a lot faster with it.
It would go away without the vaccine?
Sure, over a period of time. Sure, with time it goes
And many
away.
deaths.
And you'll develop herd, like a herd mentality. It's going to be herd developed, and that's going to happen. That will all happen. But with the vaccine, I think it will go away very quickly.
So we want to be clear, he obviously meant herd immunity. That is the term, not herd mentality. There was another moment from the town hall that has a lot of you talking. A black pastor from Philadelphia confronted the president about his slogan, Make America Great Again, MAGA. We all know it. Take a look at this.
You've coined the phrase, Make America Great Again.
Right.
When has America been great for African Americans in the ghetto of America? Are you aware of how tone deaf that comes off to African American community?
Well, I hope there's not a race problem. I can tell you there's none with me. You could just go back 6 or 7 months from now. That was the best single moment in the history of the African American people in this country.
Okay, so I have a lot to unpack here. I do want to ask, is the slogan Make America Great Again tone deaf when it comes to black Americans? Lindsay, what's your take on that?
I think, like the pastor said, a lot of people are wondering at what point we're referring to, because you can't use 6 or 7 months prior to coronavirus because he ran on that 4 years ago. So we wanted to know what point he was referring to. But I think it was a good question. I'm happy that he opened himself up to being asked these questions, because I know for a long time a lot of people of color were wondering that. And then also about his response to COVID. To me, I just also think that as long as it's been, the biggest thing that I wanted to see was a federal response. So to say that we upplayed it or downplayed it, both of those are kind of irrelevant. It's just about how, as much as I appreciate governments running themselves by state to state, in this case, we needed a federal response, and we all needed to take it a bit more seriously, like doctors were telling us to.
Yeah, I agree with that. If it were me and I was on his publicity team of President Trump, I would never have allowed him to go on to this. George Stephanopoulos worked for Clinton, and I think he did a good job at standing up to people. Someone like John says, he took those questions like a man. Many of the questioners were not Trump supporters, and they were rude to the president. Al, what do you think of the town hall, and also what do you think of Make America Great Again?
Well, I think Make America Great Again doesn't speak to me. But
or me as a Jew or a woman, let me be clear.
But it's not supposed to. And for the person who just sent that comment, we appreciate it, saying that the people weren't Trump supporters and the questions weren't valid. I think it was a great thing for the president. I'll tell you why. It gave him a chance to talk to his base. Every campaign stop is a chance to talk to his base. Every question from a reporter, he pivots and talks to his base. So, Lindsay, when we talk about Make America Great Again, he doesn't care how or you or I take it. He makes sure that he reinforces to his base that everything's fine and everything was great for black people, which reinforces to his base, because his base doesn't want to think that they're racist or think that he's racist, and he is doing a good job of communicating that he is not and they are not. So I think this was a home run for the president in terms of, again, being able to ask questions that he anticipated. He had answers that he was ready for, and he pivoted and talked to his base.
I think the slogan's great for his base. I think the town hall was a mess, and he looked over his head completely. And I think he got fact-checked to his face. And I would love to know what you guys think, because it was really interesting that he did it, though. Well, let's talk about the other presidential nominee, the rival, while the president was in Philly for the town hall. We had Joe Biden. He was in Florida at a Hispanic Heritage Month event. Oh, Joe, he's getting a lot of criticism for what he did once he got to the podium. Let's all take a look together and then we'll chat.
There you go. Dance a little bit, Joe. Come on. I'll tell you, my man.
I tell you what, if I had the talent of any one of these people, I'd be elected president by acclamation.
One person on Twitter wrote, I can't tell which pandering was more cringeworthy. Hillary saying she had hot sauce in her purse or Joe Biden playing 10 seconds of Despacito. Another person tweeted, thank goodness he decided against the sombrero. Eye roll emoji. This is super important to everyone. I didn't know this. An important piece of context here, though. Biden was introduced by Luis Fonsi, who wrote Despacito. I think that's important to know. So was this pandering or is this just Uncle Joe trying to be cool? Al, was this cool?
It wasn't cool, but it wasn't pandering. Both can be true.
Okay,
if
fair.
he was
Talk
introduced, Linz, by Elton John and he played Rocket Man, everybody will be like, okay.
But we all know who Elton John is. Nobody knows it. I mean, a lot of us
Let me
didn't know
tell you who knows who Despacito is. 7 billion views on YouTube. Listen up, and I'm including myself, old people. You don't know this, so it seems like it's completely out of context. But for the 7 billion people that love maybe one of the most popular songs of all time,
it's a good song.
It made sense. So I think the people that would watch an event like this wouldn't know Despacito, and the people that know Despacito would not watch an event like this. And that's why we got tweets like we did.
I mean, I gotta ask Lindsay, though, to be honest, you gotta. If I were his publicity person, I would have not suggested him doing that, right? On both sides. Do you think it was a gaffe? And he's used to gaffes.
He is, but I think it was a little bit ridiculous. Honestly, I think that we can all see now authenticity, just like when Hillary Clinton, like you said, went up to the Breakfast Club, which is a station that's an urban radio station, a lot of heavy black viewership, and said the hot sauce comment. Like, if that's how you really feel and you eat hot sauce that often, then say it when you're in front of a lot of people. Like, so Joe Biden went to Florida where there's a large Latino population and played Despacito. So I wanted to make sure I wasn't crazy. I called one of my best friends that's a Latina, and she's like, you know, I'm not offended, but I don't understand what the point of it was. There's so many ways to connect with our community in real ways, and this just seemed like a bit of a joke to her. So it's not offensive, but it's not helpful.
Well, yeah, it didn't move up the meter. By the way, how funny was the poor sign language woman having to do Despacito? She's like, oh my God. All right,
I was thinking about that also.
I mean? She's like, why am I doing this? All right, we've got to take a moment to reach out to all of our viewers on the Gulf Coast. All right, this is switching gears here. There are warnings of heavy rains, more than 30 inches in some areas, as well as historic, even life-threatening flooding as a result of Hurricane Sally. We here at DBL, we just hope everyone is staying safe. You listen to local officials. We seriously are thinking of you and sending our prayers. It is not an easy year, and anyone who needs something on top of something else, it's not getting it easy. Am I right, Al?
When I say it rains, it pours, I mean no pun intended when I say that. You know, the thing is, when we say heavy rains, I think everybody's like, well, heavy rains, okay. I don't think people understand the damage that water does. Water gets into foundations and makes everything unusable and must be completely rebuilt. So I think sometimes you're like, oh, they got rain, but it's not a hurricane. It's not a tornado. You can rebuild from a tornado, but when you start talking about water damage, it's a bigger deal than people really put on.
It is. Lindsay, do you have family there or friends there in that area?
Yeah, and I think that it's scary because I'm watching the local news reports. I keep up with it, and you just see the water coming up higher and higher. And if it doesn't affect certain parts of the country, similar to the wildfires, maybe you tune it out. But it's important to see that this year has been tough for so many people from COVID on. And so this is just another example of people who are going to have extreme circumstances to deal with through 2021.
Totally. Our hearts are with you. We are thinking of you. If you are in that area and can get to a computer and let us know how you feel, we'd love to get your take as well. Now, before we go to break, we've got to talk about something that happened in New Jersey on Monday. People thought for sure they were seeing a UFO flying over the area. That looks like a UFO, I'm not gonna lie, right? Some even got out of their cars to film this. It was all over my feed. Take a look.
Yo, I don't know, but everybody stopped to see the aliens. It says, that's what everybody said, bro.
Whoa, I am so sorry, y'all, but it's not. For all you believers out there, it turns out that this was not a UFO, it was just the Goodyear blimp.
And it read Ice Cube's a pimp.
don't know what that means. It was there for Monday.
It's from Today Was a Good Day.
I know.
How do you not know that?
I know.
Okay, sorry.
It's from Monday's NFL game. Lindsay, don't go away. And I will definitely be quoting more rap. Coming up on DBL, our medical expert, Dr. Payal Kohli, tackles more coronavirus questions and clears up your confusion. That's what we're here for, y'all. Stick around.
Daily wants to add sparkle to your life. We're giving away the official Daytime Emmy gift bag filled with luxury products worth more than $5,000. Here's how you can win. Send us a video telling us about your quarantine, how your life has changed, new hobbies, or plans you had to cancel, and what you look forward to the most once the pandemic is over. The winner will be announced Friday, September 25th, and become the owner of the official Daytime Emmy gift bag.
Welcome back to DBL. Even though we're months into the pandemic, really, did you think we'd be this far?
No.
Mac and Cheese did not think that. There is still so much uncertainty and misinformation out there. That's why we always bring in our medical expert, Dr. Payal Kohli. She joins us live to answer your COVID-19 questions and gives us just the facts. Good morning, Doc.
Good morning, guys.
Hey, hey.
Hey, hey. All right, before we get to your viewer questions, we would love for you to explain the recent news about scientists discovering an antibody that neutralizes the virus that causes COVID-19. So for anyone that's not a Harvard grad and MIT like you, I bow down. What does neutralize mean? Is that like a cure?
So neutralize, Tori, means that it actually prevents the virus from getting into the host cells. So have you guys watched that movie, The Incredibles?
Yeah.
Yes.
She's so cute.
Yes. So if the regular antibodies are like the regular heroes, the neutralizing antibodies are like Mr. Incredible. They can neutralize the threat immediately, prevent the virus from getting into the host cells. And it's actually really cool because it's something that we could give patients who've been exposed to the virus to make their illness less severe. So I wouldn't think of it as a cure, so much so as a treatment that's really going to help us recover from the virus more quickly, even if we are exposed.
She's a doctor of pop culture, too.
I love it. All right, let's get to some viewer questions. Jeanette says, my child has severe food allergies. Tell me about it. So should I be concerned about what food proteins might be in a COVID-19 vaccine? That's a great question.
Yeah, it is. And the food allergies are so common. So luckily, the way that the COVID-19 vaccine is being engineered, so far it's not being grown in any egg cells like the flu vaccine, for example. And so food allergies are less of a concern. But depending on which vaccine ends up winning out and how it gets manufactured, this is something we may have to think about once we're at that point. So certainly, Jeanette, keep an eye on how it's being created and when it hits the market.
Wow, which one is going to win out? Natalie,
I like that name, Jeanette.
Jeanette. My friend was Jenny as a Jeanette, and I thought, neat. Doc, Natalie asks, should you wear a mask when going through a drive-through or curbside pickup, or is it okay because you're in your car? I always wear a mask.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So, ever since this pandemic started, you guys, all I've been doing is picturing droplets coming at me in slow motion, like in the movies, wherever I go and whoever I see. So when I'm going, yeah, exactly. You got to dodge it, just right. But so whenever I'm going to the drive-thru, I'm sitting in my car and someone is sitting in a position above me and I'm sitting in a dependent position and their droplets are falling right on my face. So personally, I definitely put on the mask when I open the window. I even put on my sunglasses so that if anything falls, I can dodge it like the Matrix.
Oh, that gives me an excuse to wear sunglasses inside.
You
I'd be
love
like,
wearing them, and you look good in them out. You wear them well.
All right, last question. Doc James says, I read that Dr. Fauci recommends vitamin C and D for a healthy immune system. Is it better to get those vitamins through food, supplements, or both? I thought vitamin D came from sunshine.
It does come from sunshine, but it also comes from dietary sources, Al, like milk and yogurt and cheese. So I always say, essentially, food is the best medicine. If you can get your vitamins and supplements from food, that's really the best thing to do. But often our diet's not well balanced. If you're like me and you're running around all day, not drinking enough milk, then you can have deficiencies. So I usually tend to encourage supplements for those people who might be at certain higher risk. And personally, I've been taking a vitamin C and vitamin D ever since this pandemic started.
All right, that's what I'm going to be doing then.
Good to know. Yeah, I do whatever she
I go
does.
as she goes.
Thank you, Doc. We'll be back. You'll be back tomorrow. If you do have a question about coronavirus you want answered by Dr. Coley, just write us. It's very simple. Don't be scared on social media. You can also email info@dailyblastlive.com. We don't even have to say your name. We just want to give you an option to get to a medical expert easily. We'll be right back. Welcome back to DBL. You guys got a few $1 million to spare, huh?
Yes.
Huh? No, you don't. We found some crazy unique items up for auction, so let's take a look. First up, you can bid on Stan the T-Rex. He's 13 feet tall, 40 feet long, and is one of the world's most complete set of T-Rex bones. He's currently on display at Christie's in New York and is expected to fetch between $6 to $8 million.
By who? Somebody that wants to scare children?
Where would you put this, Lindsay?
I don't get that.
Where would you put this in your house?
Want that. Whenever I went to the Museum of Natural History, I always was freaked out when you walk right in and see that huge dinosaur. So this would be my worst nightmare.
Okay.
And also Jurassic Park gave me nightmares.
I wasn't allowed to see that in the movie theaters. All right, next up we have Kobe Bryant's autograph section of the Staples Center floor. Kobe signed his number 8 after his final game in 2016. It could go for as much as $500,000. Al, would you be into that?
I definitely would. I'm a big hoops fan, and I'm a big fan of Kobe Bryant as a person and as a basketball player, the perseverance he played the game and lived his life with. And I think this will go for a lot because there's a lot of celebrities that are huge Lakers fans. Obviously, it's out in L.A., and so I think the price will go a lot higher than that. What do you think, Lance?
I agree.
I mean, that's insane. Just think about the person who started with that floor, how much it costs versus with Kobe signing it, and now that he passed, it's like, that thing is going to be super expensive. I can't imagine that it's going to. I can't imagine that it's going to keep going up, like Al said.
Yeah, it's going to be a bidding war, I think, also because you could frame that and have that as a really cool piece of like enormous art in your house, and just really have a beautiful conversation piece. I feel like $500,000. It's going to be like Snoop Dogg's going to put in a bid.
What about Jack Nicholson?
Yeah,
like,
I can see
this
that.
is going to be huge.
Right? This is going to go great. All right, this one's really good. Finally, a plastic crown. And not expensive, right? Well, it was worn by the Notorious B.I.G., and it just sold for nearly $600,000. The late rapper famously wore the $6 crown during a photo shoot. I thought it would go for more.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Biggie.
I would.
Yeah. I mean, it's affordable, and if you want a piece of hip-hop history, you can make the argument that hip-hop is the most popular music worldwide, and Biggie is one of the, he would be on the Mount Rushmore of hip-hop, so to have a piece of that, you know, nostalgia is a big deal for a lot of people. I think some people will pony up.
I feel like
But I couldn't get over the idea of the plastic crown being millions of dollars. It's still a plastic crown from Party City.
Let's be real.
Just saying.
It's almost a Burger King crown.
I thought it was when we first shot.
Yeah, it was too. Burger King, yeah. But I think that's wearable, and like you would be so cool. Maybe Jay-Z or someone else will take it. All right, we'll be right back.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
Welcome back to DBL. A 2-year smartphone sleep study proves that a lack of sleep is linked to weight gain. We're chatting about it in today's Rise and Thrive, sponsored by SoClean. For years, researchers have studied how sleep influences your BMI by relying on the participants' memory. But a new study by JAMA Internal Medicine used fitness trackers in smartphones, and over a 2-year period, they tracked the sleep of 120,000 people.
I wonder if that's enough for Jeff.
I was just thinking, even Jeff thinks that's enough people for a study. The study found those with BMIs of 30 or above, which is considered obese, slept less than average at night. When you're sleep deprived, certain hormones spike, which results in increased appetite. Interesting. That's why I want Burger King all the time. When it comes to sleep, for more ways to rest easy, go to SoClean.com or call 1-800-528-6029. If I know anyone who loves sleep, it is Miss Granger. Am I right?
Lindsay, be honest with our viewers, please, and tell them that you are in a robe at 2 p.m. on some days. Be honest.
I am. Let me tell you, I was born an auntie. Okay, I have. Look at the shoes that I have on right now. Okay, I'm an auntie.
That's for shoe and varmints.
Yeah, get out of here. Shoot. I remember once when I first met Lindsay, and I was like, "Hey, do you want to go work out together?" She's like, "Yeah." I was like Saturday, like 3:30, and she's like, "Oh, I get up at like 3
Yeah.
on Saturday."
No,
Lindsay
the
lives
real
like a
story is you
14-year-old
said
gamer.
around 10 a.m. and I said I get up around noon or 2 p.m. on Saturday.
That's fair. I'll give you that. We're new
Love
every
you,
day.
girl.
We'll see you same time, same place tomorrow. Bye, guys.